Hello.
What's up, Yassine?
What's poppin', Dion?
Another Photoshoot Friday. Ooh.
Episode 2. Okay, every time like we really start rolling, it all hits me. Like while we're setting up, I'm like, yes, Photoshoot Friday, and then I sit down and I'm like, yo.
Give me a quick recap. What are we doing today? What's the theme of this week's photo shoot?
This week's photo shoot, I feel like we can't get too deep into Photoshoot Friday without proper introduction. This week's photo shoot is called Meet the Artist, and the goal of today is for me to be able to bring you into my world a little bit and show you all the different types of art that I do. So, my name is Yassine the Artist. Work on a lot, do a lot of cool shit. And
we can see that.
Yeah, these are all my tools around me, all the things that I do cool shit with.
So what are the 3 main mediums of Yassine the Artist?
Yeah, it's hard to choose, but I feel like if I whittle them down all the way, it comes down to modeling, painting, and rapping. And so those are the 3 that like have been with me for a while, have been with me through everything. Those are the 3 that I express the most. And if you are an Instagram follower and don't know me personally, you've probably just seen the modeling part of it.
Go follow the boy. You should definitely follow him.
You've seen the artist on Instagram, some sexy shit. But if, shit, wait, and also, I don't want to get too deep into this, I just remembered. I just want to send a big shout out to BAC for being able to support me in doing these art forms consistently. Shout out BAC. And so yeah, painting, modeling, and rapping. And I think that Photoshoot Friday and what this whole year of 2023 and what I'm releasing in 2023 is the mixture of all of that.
So I'm gonna take an assumption that we have Painter Yassine in front of us right now.
Not yet. This is just Yassine.
Oh.
It's just Yassine the artist.
Okay. Do you want to go get Painter?
I can grab him.
Yeah.
Real quick. All right.
Okay, so this is Painter Yassine.
This is Painter Yassine.
Okay.
Painter Yassine also draws a lot.
Okay.
But yes.
So where did the love of painting and drawing start?
I think that visual art, every time I did visual art, I was always like, this is never gonna like work for me or end up as my thing, and I was always looking at different stuff, but I always kept getting called to do visual art. And I feel like Painter Yassine really started with the BHS IB art program. And so shout out Rachel Swinburne, my art teacher, and she does all sorts of dope stuff with her class. If you want to check it out, there is a BHS art page Instagram. But she was an incredible teacher who actually like sat me down and taught me how to blend properly. And as soon as I learned how to blend properly, that's the only thing you need to know to learn how to paint. That was the origin of Painter Yassine, and I completed a 12-piece it was a collaborative show, and my entry had 12 pieces in it, a 12-piece show as part of my, basically my final exam.
Nice.
And so exhibited that at Masterworks, and yeah, ever since then, it's just been this love of mine. Painting takes a minute, it takes a while.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, it takes forever, and that's when Painter Yassine started drawing a lot. But like, I must say that like, the love of painting has always been there and will always be there, but because it takes so long, it doesn't get exhibited a lot.
Why the fractionalization of Yassine the artist though? Like, why is there even a Painter Yassine?
It helps. That's a good. So and this is the reason. Okay. So, that's a really good question for rapper Yassine as well, because rapper Yassine got into this whole conversation with Case, one of my main collaborators, and it was about not wanting to be called a rapper. Like, I think that Yassine the artist is so much more than just a painter, is so much more than just a rapper.
Facts.
And so the fractionalization helps. Really, it just helps me flex a little bit and show off a bit of what I can do, and also helps bring y'all into my world. But the intersection of all these things is where we find Yassine the artist. In terms of what Painter Yassine is doing now, man, we are working on a lot. Shout out Jabari, because Jabari and I are working on some dope shit that you might see or you might not see. We might just keep it a secret, but he has become Painter Yassine's new teacher in terms of learning more about visual art.
Big mentor.
Bro,
Big mentor.
Wise young man. Also shout out to Calix, or Nobody, as most people know him.
Shout out to Nobody.
Bro, shout out to
Nobody. That's just a bar.
Shout out to Nobody, because Nobody has been an insanely good teacher.
Yes.
I think, you know, you can see a lot of the different style I do.
Yes.
That painting for a BSOA show. You know, there's a lot.
So, let's meet Yassine the rapper.
This is Yassine's favorite Yassine.
So I'm guessing this is rapper Yassine?
Bro, what?
This
Yassine needs no introduction, bro. I'm sorry.
Rapper Yassine.
Rapper Yassine.
Where,
oh my God.
Where did the love of rap and music begin?
100%. Like, I think the love of rap was very much a direct thing from my father. Like, immediately. My dad. Shout out to my dad, DJ Tanzi, Najib Shantouf, Tanzawi, all sorts of names. I actually, on a rapper tip, people called me Lil Jeeb forever, which could have been a hard-ass rap.
Lil Jeeb.
Yeah.
That could have been bars. That could have been.
Yeah, like, Sundays, cleaning with, like, Biggie Smalls in the background, and, like, just very much, and yes, Biggie is my answer for the Biggie Tupac question. This guy. I think my love of rap really started the first time I heard Kendrick Lamar on the radio. And
do you remember which song?
Yeah, it was The Blacker the Berry, which is not a song that gets played on the radio. And like...
You just aged yourself though. And I just aged myself because the first Kendrick song I heard was off of Section 80.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. I don't know if it was the first one I heard because I definitely recognized Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Fair.
But like... To Pimp a Butterfly had just dropped. So this is 2015, and I'm really aging myself right now. Like,
I mean, it's fine.
It's fine. But To Pimp a Butterfly had just dropped 2015, and DJ Chubb, I think, on Vibe 103, he played it.
Shout out Chubb.
Shout out Chubb. Shout out Vibe 103. He played it, and like me and my dad were almost home, and I remember the drive so clearly because I'd never heard anything like this and really paid attention to it. Because in Bermuda, when you're a kid, you hear a lot of soca, and at the time, with music's climate, it was a lot of pop music, which I just really wasn't really my vibe. He was rapping, and I asked my dad, "Who's this?" And my dad said, "He's Kendrick. He's really good, but he uses a lot of swear words."
Sure.
Like, I was like, bet! And then I got Apple Music, and I listened to Kendrick, and I don't think I listened to anything but To Pimp a Butterfly until Untitled Unmastered came out, which was Kendrick's album after To Pimp a Butterfly. The impact that those had, and it just hit me so deep. Like, I started listening to hip-hop all the time. I started talking about nothing but hip-hop. I went away to this creative writing course, and like I used to, and this is before I ever considered rapping, but I used to answer a lot of the questions in like paragraphs of rhymes. And my teachers had to be like, this isn't a rap course.
So the love of rap started with To Pimp a Butterfly, which makes sense, especially because for those of you that do follow Yassine, he is very passionate about rap on Instagram. Yeah. and we're just gonna put this in there and hope that he sees it. But Jid, you should be album of the year. I'm just gonna say it.
JID Forever Story, album of the year 2022.
Just saying it.
Fight me on this. If you follow me, you know this.
We are with one second.
Yes, get in this shit because JID Forever Story.
He should be album of the year.
Album of the year.
Album of the year, without a doubt. I went all the way around for no reason though.
But it's good. It was worth it. That's how good JID is. This man forgot the orientation of the room. I've traveled between Bermuda and Minnesota, visiting friends I traveled with. Had a lot of musical experiences in Minnesota. Started recording rap while I was out there. Got back here, and June 2022, I hit up Case, and I was like, we need to get in, and we need to get in on a weekly basis. Since then, I've been recording and working on my debut album, which is called, which you will see at some point.
They're not gonna know what it's called though, because I just bleeped it out.
Bet. Thank you. That's good. That's gonna work way better for the promotion.
And on that note, before this gets too crazy, we're gonna get rapper Yassine up out of here.
Yeah.
Let's bring out model Yassine.
Okay. No. Well, you better tell him.
Mr.
that
Yassine.
I will not show up for less than. Thank you. Model Yassine is here.
I wasn't ready for this.
I wasn't ready for this.
I was not ready
I'm ready for a lot of this to hit the cutting room floor. That's what I'm ready for.
Fair? Okay, so we have model Yassine in front of us now.
Yes.
Looking very dapper and very, very elegant and very man-bunnish.
Trying my best, man. Trying my best. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I had to do it to him.
Where did the love of modeling come from?
Modeling was another product of COVID. COVID was in the timeline a super useful artistic spark. Mm-hmm. Got back into painting all day, got back into writing all the time, and 100% started taking photos. I always loved taking photos and having good photos, and I always tried to, like subconsciously I realized I was always viewing Instagram as more of a medium and an art form than just like a social media account. Yep. And so, which I'm sure a lot of content creators can relate to. And so, in COVID, I saw Kai Rishi. Mm-hmm. Did it work? Mm-hmm. I saw Kai Rishi. A really,
That's
really,
definitely don't. We're not putting niggas' governments on.
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Really, really talented individual. Mm-hmm. Full spectrum artist, visual, incredible with fashion, incredible with photos.
Has bars.
Bars as well. I was like, yeah, man, that's my boy, bro. And incredible talent. If you don't follow him, you're really, really missing out. He was my mentor when it came to modeling, 100%.
That makes sense.
As soon as lockdown lifted, I texted him like the first few days of lockdown, and I was like, yo, at this time he was doing his own photo shoots with nothing but himself and a tripod. Yep. And like, it was incredible, and they looked amazing, so I hit him up and I was like, yo, we need to get in. I just want to learn from you. I want to try a shoot. And we did one shoot together, and then one shoot became 2 shoots, and then 2 shoots became 3 shoots, and it was just so much fun.
And Model Yassine was born.
Okay. We did our first shoot in Seamless, which is the location we're in right now. Yep. I believe in November 2020. And that was after I'd come back from Morocco and had a lot of big things happen in my life, and to be able to dive into a professional shoot with Dreamy Realism on Instagram, another incredibly talented, incredibly talented.
I don't know who they are, but their work is amazing.
Yeah. Incredible. And so this group shoot where I was able to express myself in different clothing, and like the colors were amazing and it looked so good, and that's when I was like, oh shit, I can do this. Once I saw my solo photos from that.
Style though, where do you get your style from? Because the drip is always there.
Drip is always there. Yeah, man. It was a lot of trial and error. I feel like in the beginning I was emulating a lot of what Kai wore. And so when I first started modeling and first started getting into fashion, I was looking at him as really big inspiration. Mm-hmm. And then this past year or so, I really started to find my own style. And I really like the intersection of formal and casual. Yep. That's always my vibe. Like, I like wearing...
we can see.
Yeah. It works out really well. And I think that's how I show up in any given space as well. I think that goes back to my origins of being, not super rich kid who was in private school. I was always like...
Bro, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that, 100%.
Like, definitely one of the brokest in my class, and not accustomed to certain things. And so I think being able... The intersection... Like, smart casual is my favorite way to dress. And then I just love wearing black. I'm not wearing it right now.
Black is my whole wardrobe. So I feel you. I get it.
Exactly. And so I also think that a lot of that bloomed from, I love thrifting. I don't I haven't bought normal clothes in years because I just go to thrift stores, and you get to pick out all of these crazy individual pieces, and being able to combine them is fun. And then one day I wore suspenders to work, and it was over. It was over. Thus, a love of suspenders blossomed. I want to feel good in what I'm wearing. Denaji says that the outfit you wear that day is the outfit you die in.
Say that one more time.
Denaji, DNA Diaz on Instagram.
It's right here. It's right here.
Big homie said that.
So I always made it a thing, because you know you die in your outfit. You feel me? That's the outfit you're going to have forever.
And you better wear something good. You better be dripping. Like, there's just no option. I think that if I had one description of my fashion style, it would be dripping.
I'm gonna find a rain overlay and make it happen right there. That is perfect. This is Model You Seen.
This is Model You Seen. And Model You Seen just has fun with it. I think that at the end of the day, everybody can take a nice photo. But what's gonna make your photos wicked and what's gonna make them stand out? That's also what we're here doing with Photoshoot Friday. I think that modeling is a really good art form and a really good medium because it is accessed so easily by everyone. No one has to go, you don't have to go to a museum to see a photo on Instagram. You don't have to buy an album. You don't have to have a music subscription. And I love painting and rapping, but modeling is the most accessible art form.
So I'm gonna say goodbye now, but they're about to see like a little montage of like
cool shit we did?
Of photos and all that. Yeah, the cool shit we did.
We can get we should set up the camera somewhere for the page.
We'll set it.
Well, goodbye! Photoshoot Friday, episode 2. Bow, bow, bow. Dion, get in the frame. Dion, get in the frame. Yes! Photoshoot Friday! Yeah!
Moss, get in the frame. Moss, get in the frame.
frame.
They need to know who your face is.
Day.
Are you coming? You might as well just get in the frame.
Episode 2! Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
That's cutting on that. That's what it's cutting on.
Alright, let's do the shoot real quick and get out of here.